Hey everybody, I'm Sifu Bodhi. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking Qigong for balance. And if you haven't already, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Now, as we age, balance becomes a very hindering factor in our ability to live life, to get out, to do things, to still have fun, to still play. But whether we're young or old, we can have problems with our inner ear, with our vestibular system. And we have these three very cool little semicircular canals that live in our inner ear. And they're kind of like carpenter levels. And so one goes sort of forward and back, one goes at a 90-degree angle to that, and one goes horizontally. And it basically allows us to right ourselves in space. And it's really quite a neat thing. If you think of three little tubes, three little circular tubes that are all filled with little hairs all on the inside of the tubes. And floating in the fluid inside those tubes are a bunch of crystals. And it's the crystals stimulating or pushing, touching against the hairs as they move that allows information to go back to our brain and figure out where we are in space. And that's why if you're in outer space, or actually if you're diving underwater or scuba diving, it's hard for our body to figure it out because once again, the buoyancy of the water and whatnot, or no weight in outer space, there's no gravity affecting the movement of those crystals, therefore not pushing against those hairs, therefore not giving back sensory information. And so sometimes when, for example, we get an inner ear infection or a low-grade sinus infection, we can have changes in the viscosity, changes in the thickness of that fluid, and therefore the crystals don't move the right way, or as they should. So when you move your body, the crystals take a bit to stimulate those little hairs, and the brain still thinks you're turning, and therefore you start spinning, which basically is dizziness. But that being aside, another big part of losing balance, especially as we age, is weakness. And specifically, it's of the lateral compartment of our hips. A couple guys, the TFL, tensor fascia lata, basically the sides of your hip, the gluteus medius and minius, the sides of your butt, basically. And all of these muscles in the lateral compartment are what allow you to right yourself when you tip too far, when your head tips outside your center of gravity, or what's called your base of support. Is basically the space between your feet, how wide your feet apart. This is your base of support. And as soon as your head goes outside that base of support, our balance is thrown off. And if our lateral stabilizers aren't strong enough to catch us when we have a trip and we step out, that's when we're going to fall. If we move forward once again, or we move back once again, a big function is the lateral stabilizer. So in this program today, we're going to give you a challenge for your lateral stabilizers to strengthen those hips. And it's not a lateral compartment of the hips anyways, and it's not something we typically train in everyday life when we're going to the gym and working out. We don't specifically focus on that lateral compartment, but we are going to today. So, as always, let's begin with a few cleansing breaths. Bend the knees, feet flat on the floor, pelvis tucked under, lifting from the crown of the head. Take a deep breath in, visualize gathering white light all around the body as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, pulling it down, filling your body, melting all tension down into the ground. In 2. And melt. In 3. And melt. In 4. And melt. And in 5. And out. Now, before we begin our exercises today to challenge our balance, we need some help, some assistance to keep us upright so we don't lose our balance. And we're not going to use a stick or a chair today. We are going to use Qi. So first off, I want you to rub the palms together like we've done in previous programs. We're going to make a little connection to the center of the palm, making it nice and warm. And then we're going to take them apart just a little bit, and we're going to roll the hand, feeling that pressure. Feeling that pressure, that Qi, that magnetic polarity pushing our hand away from each other. We're going to spend just a moment here connecting to it. Connect our eyes and our mind to the space between the hands. Feel that pressure. Give it a little bounce. A little wiggle of the fingers. Feel what you can feel. Take a moment. And when you can feel that pressure, I want you to flatten the hands out here. And let's spend another moment or two connecting to the earth. The chi of the planet, the yin chi of the earth. Feel it pressing back on you, kind of like if you were standing waist deep in the water and your hands were on the top of the water and you were just pressing down on the water. Just take a moment or two and see if you can feel that pressure. Sink your weight, bend your knees, connect your pinky big toe and heel to the ground, and just spend a few seconds here, floating and playing in the water, playing in that Wei Qi. Can you feel it? Can you feel it pushing up against you? Gotta say, it's so neat. It's so neat when you become aware of it. You may have lived your whole life and never been aware that you can have this palpable physical connection to the energy around you. It's simply magic. Simply magic. Now, we're going to start to challenge our balance. We're going to challenge those lateral stabilizers. And we're going to do it through smaller range, and then we're going to slowly move through larger range. And basically what we're going to look to do is take our head outside our base of support. So, we're going to start here with the breath in. And as we breathe out, we're going to shift to our right. And I want you to shift your weight all into your right leg and just look out over your foot and feel how it feels on the side of your right hip. And then we're going to gently put our weight into our toes as we come forward, leaning forward just slightly. And as we breathe out, we're going to shift over that left side and take our head and look over that left side. Feel the pressure on our outside of our left hip. Still using those hands to stabilize. So we're going to breathe easy. We're rolling forward, weight into the toes. Rolling over to the left, shifting. Feeling the weight into the right leg, feeling the right side of the hip, feeling just a little challenge to our balance. We're going to keep it really gentle at first. And shift into your toes, reach it forward into the toes, challenge your balance, shift your weight into the right, challenging. Feeling the side of that hip. Feel how it has to flex and engage. Coming forward into the toes. Weight all into your toes, into your toes, into your toes. But your feet are still flat on the floor. Rolling to the left, feeling the pressure. I want you to put all the weight into the left foot. And I want you to take just a hint of your right heel off the ground. So you put so much pressure into that left leg. Look over like you're looking over the side of a building. Put the weight back into both, into the toes. Shift to your right. And now we're going to lift that left heel right up. All the weight in the right leg. Reaching forward, challenging that balance. Feeling all the little stabilizing tissue activating. You may wiggle and wobble, that's okay. Putting that heel down, back into the toes. Shifting over, lift your right heel high now. Shifting forward far into that. Catching yourself, feeling the side of your hip have to activate. It's interesting how challenging it is. Into the toes. Breathing nice and easy, lift the left heel, shift far. All the weight on the outside edge now of the right foot. See how it changes. So now your weight is into your pinky and your heel of your right foot. Now you activate even more on the side of the knee, side of the hip. All these little stabilizing muscles. Put the weight into the pinky toe. Put the weight into the big toe. Shift back. Now your weight is in both toes. Stay there for a minute. Let's shift over to the left. Put it into the pinky toe. Put it into the heel and the pinky toe. Take it off the big toe of the left. Lift that right heel up, all the weight on the edge of the left foot. Gently coming back, put the big toe down. Come back into your toes. And come back to center, put it into pinky, big toe, heel. And just allow yourself to shift around a little bit. Shifting your weight left, shifting your weight right, shifting your weight forward, feel it in the toes, gently shifting it back, feeling it into the heel. That's a little different. We don't get the same sensory feedback when we move into the heel because the toes give us so much information. Into the toes, reaching forward, to the left. Now as you move around the back, let's put our hands back. Gives us some support here. Feel it in the heel. It's amazing. Now your hands should be actually pushing you up pretty solid. Come around to the right. We're just going to play here for a minute, shifting into the toes. Feel the weight forward. See how the hips react. Shift it to the left. Shift it back. Keep your connection. Shift it to the right. And then let's come back to center. Simple yet challenging. Okay, let's step our feet together now. Now we're going to place all the weight into the left foot. So I am up on the ball of my right foot, and once again my hands are going to be connected. We're going to extend a little bit farther out here. So pinky big toe heel of my left foot is going to sink into the ground, sink my weight in there. Now that lateral compartment is going to work really, really hard. So if this is a challenge for you, I want you to keep that right foot nice and low, but if you can, you're going to lift that foot wherever you can. So if you're worried about it, keep it close to the ground. Now all we're going to do is we're going to lift the toes up and bend the knee as we breathe in, and as we breathe out, we're going to stretch the toe out and extend the leg. Breathing in, use your hands for balance. Breathing out. In 3, and out. In 4, and out. And in 5. And out. Good, step it back down. Now I'm sure you felt firing all over the place. Your shins, your foot, your ankle, your knee, your hip, the whole thing, your tummy, all getting active. Let's do the same thing. Weight into your right foot, up on the ball of the left. Use those hands for balance. Lift the toes up, breathe in. Lift the knee, breathe out and extend. Sink your weight into that right leg, nice and deep. Breathing in, breathing out. Stretch. In 3, and out. In 4, and out. And 5, and out. Good, step that foot back down. Let's take a cleansing breath there. Breathing in, and out. So an interesting challenge, just stepping forward. This is no different than stepping up onto a step as you're climbing the stairs. In that moment when you step up to that next stair, that one foot has to do a lot of stabilizing. That hip, that knee, that ankle, all has to do lots of stabilizing. So just getting used to that simple extension, it's amazing how we can challenge those small stabilizing compartments. So let's go now, we're going to add a little bit of rotation. And anytime we add rotation, any circumductive movement, it changes things up quite a lot. So let's go back into our right foot, place our hands down, connect the earth, get that balance. And this time we're just going to lift the toe a little bit off the ground, and I want you to make a gentle circle clockwise. Nice and slowly. Keep all the weight in the right pinky, big toe, and heel. Sink into it. Activate everybody. And then let's switch directions, counterclockwise. Feel how your toes are active. Keep your tummy tight. How your hip is engaged. How your shin. Feeling the toes and feet. And rest. Such a challenge just with a small little movement. Let's do the same thing. Now weight into the left, lift the right. Let's go clockwise first. Keep that tummy nice and tight. Use the hands for balance. Move really slow. Just draw a little circle. Doesn't have to be too big. Just a little bit of that circumductive stimulus. Now let's switch directions. Roll the other way. Amazing just how that little circle challenges everything. Beautiful. And step down. Let's do a cleansing breath. Give those shins and hips a little few seconds to rest, breathing in and out. So for our last exercise, we're going to take it up a little bit more and make it a little bit more challenging. And once again, I'm going to show you the easier version first, and then we're going to show you the full version. So once again, we're going to go to the right leg, and this time we're going to do a circumductive movement or circular movement, only we're going to move the entire leg. So connect your balance. So the easy version, we're going to swoop the left foot around, and we're going to swoop the left foot around. So toe goes around to the front, goes around to the back. Really, really simple, small circle. But if you can, I want you to do it a little bit higher. I want you to bring across the leg and then behind the knee. Across the leg and behind the knee. Once again, use whatever you can. Make sure you're safe. So here we go. Connect your hands. All the weight on the right foot. We're going to breathe in. Breathe out. In 2, and out, in 3, and out, in 4, woo, and out, and 5, and out. Really good. Shake it out. Listen, I felt my foot, and I'm in my feet all the time doing Kung Fu many hours a week, and I felt it, so I'm sure you're feeling it. Let's do the same thing one more time on the left side. So as I said, you can stay low on the ground and just swing it around, keeping it low. If you're a little bit worried about falling, let's connect the hands. So here we go, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, in 3, and out, in 4, and out, and in 5, and out. Let's have some cleansing breath to finish off. Deep breath in and out. 45 left, breathing in and out. 45 and out. Turning 90 and out. Turning 90 and out. One more to the center, breathing in and out. At the bottom, raise a little wisdom water of the kidney and wash down the heart fire. One last one is up and compress. So well done. Well, guys, I hope you learned something today. I hope you challenged your body in a new way. Lateral stabilizers, let me tell you, they are something that we need to continue to challenge as we get older. If you are 50 plus, you should start challenging these. But it's never too late. No matter what your age, it's not too young to start or too old to start. It's just today. Start today. As always, do me a favor, share this video with your friends, your family, anybody who needs it, anyone who needs a little bit of help with their balance. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.